Hello everybody! Hey, Richard Blackstone here, and I want to thank all of you who are participating in our survey. We had tremendous feedback, and I really appreciate your responses because we're going to use this information to help serve you at a higher level. And so that's why we sent the survey out. And man, it's really exciting to get the information back because what you told us out of the three categories of abundance, health, and harmony, most people were concerned about this concept called abundance. So it was very clear that there's one particular aspect of abundance called money that was really a concern to a lot of people. So that's what we're going to deal with today. We're going to talk about how to be debt-free, how to create financial independence. And it became very apparent that a lot of people feel stuck around their money situation and are pretty frustrated with the lack of excess money to pay their bills, to be debt-free and have enough money to actually live a lifestyle that includes travel and nice homes and a new car and all the other accoutrements to a life that is available to us when we have enough money and finances to buy them without going into debt or worse. Because here's what this training is all about. It's all about creating and supporting a lifestyle that works for you. Now, everybody has their own idea about the ideal lifestyle for them. In fact, right now you have a lifestyle. And you just look around you and determine exactly what your life is like. That's your lifestyle. So it's pretty easy to see your current lifestyle. And if you want to change it, then you are exactly where you need to be because we're going to give you the tools and the mindset to create the lifestyle of your deepest intentions and desires. Now, if the lifestyle of your choice includes financial independence and you are not currently experiencing that, then this is the place you need to be. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this concept called money so that we're all on the same page, and then we are going to go into this idea, this concept called wealth consciousness, so that we can begin the process of attracting wealth into our lives and thereby creating a lifestyle that gets you unstuck from where you are and moves you into a place of financial abundance. Now, does that work for you? Okay, I thought so. Okay, now you've had a lot of life experience, and so you have a concept of wealth, wealth consciousness, and money. But in order to get us going, I'm going to explore the concepts of money and wealth a little deeper so that you have an understanding of what wealth truly is. And it is through this deeper understanding that we can build a foundation that allows us to then attract the wealth and money that we truly desire to experience in our lives. So the first step to having wealth is to know what it is. Actually, only a few people know what it is in and of itself. So now you are going to join that elite few and gain a whole new perspective about what wealth is, what causes it, and what causes the cause of it. So let's start with money, because money is the symbol of wealth. And then once we understand money a little better, then we can move deeper into attracting financial abundance into our lives. So let's start off with the reality about money. Money is not real. Now that's the reality about money. Money is merely a form of exchange, a legal tender to exchange value. So money represents value. Money is the body of value. So let me explain it. Money is a physical representation of value that rises and falls in ourselves, within us. Now, it's not within things that are outside of us, but it's within us. You see, without us, there really is no value to external things. Things such as houses and cars. Now, if you see a new Mercedes and you're a businessman and you want to impress your clients, then you'll probably put a value on this car called a Mercedes. You'll actually identify with this value to a point where you're willing to exchange the money in your wallet for the price or value that you have placed on this particular car. Now, if you don't have a driver's license and you're very concerned with polluting the planet, then this car has no value to you. And the need to exchange money for the car makes no sense to you. In other case, you can easily see that the value is not in the physical car. The value is in the mind of the person in relationship to the car. Now, a value can be arbitrarily placed on the car by the manufacturer, and it can be supported by advertising and marketing and by other people paying a certain amount of money for the car. But in ultimate reality, the value of the car is in the mind of the beholder. In other words, it's we, the observers, that place value in things. But this value is real value in us. We give the value to material things in direct relationship to their utilitarian value in our lives. The material things have no money value in themselves. We give that to them. So money is the external physical representation of a particular section of our internal value within us. That's why a house that is valued at $1 million today can fall in valuation to $500,000 tomorrow. This can happen when fear is introduced into the value equation by all those involved in the valuation process. Now, this fear has a portion of the internal values of the participants, and that is referred by the paper money, the body of value. Now, here's something for you to really need to know in your education today. Physical paper money does not even represent money in full. The truth is that it cannot reasonably do so, because let's take a look at what is really going on with what we commonly call money in the real world. Now, when you look around the world, you see, by some estimates, and this changes from nation to nation, but only as little as 4% of the money in the banks exists in the form of paper cash. Now, just think about that for a moment. Actual physical money that we use to have in our wallets and make our daily purchases only accounts to about 4% of the money that is commonly used to make all the worldly transactions carried on every day around the world. And this makes perfect sense when you realize just how much money we're talking about on a worldwide basis. I mean, can you imagine how much fiber it would take to produce all those paper currencies that make up the world economy? You know, how many tons of various materials would be needed to convert even 1% of our money available into different coins? You know, it's completely unfeasible to have an equivalent amount of physical paper money to cover every bank account in the world. Just imagine how much space it would take to store all that money in paper form. And think about this. If you were, say, to stack $1 million in US $1 bills, it'd weigh about a ton. And it would stand about 361 feet high. Now, that's a lot of paper and fiber and ink and lots of other raw materials, and that's only $1 million. Can you see how it's not even feasible to actually have the amount of currency necessary to back up all the money in the world? So, we used to be in a gold standard here in the United States, and actually all the money in this country was backed by gold that was held in reserves across the country, you know, like Fort Knox. But this proved unfeasible as well, and we stopped using gold standard around 1970. So if we only have about 4% of the money in circulation in actual tangible currency, then what actually does exist as far as all the money that we are always talking about? Well, here's the deal. It's all an illusion. It's all just about numbers written on paper and computer storage devices and assigned to people and companies and governments and all manner of institutions, or, to put it more accurately, it's all recorded in financial records and documents. Now, it looks like this. For every $100 or its equivalent in any currency, only about $4 exists in printed paper, notes and coins. Now, the remaining $96 exists as numbers written on papers and computers in banks and businesses and other entities. Now, the only reason this system does not collapse is that we all believe in it. Now, last time people stopped believing in it in a large way was just before the Great Depression, when large numbers of people rushed to their banks to withdraw their money and found that they could not get it. And this is not what caused the Great Depression, but in a large way it is what accelerated it. Okay, so money is not real. Something else is real, and money is just a shadow of that other something. This leads us to understand that the first step to wealth is to know what money really is, or more accurately, what it represents. And the key is to learn not to really worry about money so much, not to look at money all the time. So, you know, it really is detrimental to your financial abundance to keep thinking about money all the time just as money, because money is just a shadow of the real thing. In fact, when you're focusing on the money part most of the time, it can be very detrimental to your accumulation of money. And in fact is both not only unwise, but unhealthy to you and to your finances. So here's the real deal. Look at the value within you and within people and the flowing and exchanging of the value between people. You see, it's in our internal value that is creating money. Money is the shadow of our internal value. And this is how it works. You know, when you develop internal value in yourself and in others, your external money and wealth will correspondingly rise automatically, without fail. Okay, now that we have stated that money represents an aspect of our internal value, we're going to throw in a caveat, in that it does not mean that it represents a person's entire internal value. Now, this is very critical to what we're talking about here. It's not about self-worth. Money only represents an aspect of the internal value that pertains to wealth. Now, you cannot therefore say that a wealthy person has a higher self-worth and value than a poor person, but you can correctly say that it matters that in matters that relate and pertain to money, the wealthy person has a higher internal value in that aspect of value, or that person chooses to exercise a higher proportion of this internal value. Now, this section of internal value that reflects on the outside as money, when exercised and called, is what is called is wealth consciousness. And guess what? Wealth consciousness is available to all people equally and can be delivered by and within all people equally. You see, just like everything else that is important to our being alive, such as air and water, wealth consciousness is free to us as well. The thing is that you have to make a choice to develop it or not develop it. You can make that choice consciously or unconsciously. But since we're all here to talk about financial transformation, now's the time to make that choice consciously. Now, at any time, you can make the choice, and there is nothing outside of you that can stop you. You require absolutely nothing outside of yourself to increase your wealth consciousness and thereby your money. All that you need is within you right now. Now, you may have forgotten it, or you may have been conditioned out of it, but it doesn't matter, because all you need is within you right now. Now, the first step to wealth consciousness is knowing that money is not real. It's only the shadow of something else. And here is another secret. Wealth consciousness is simply the expansion of your consciousness and awareness into the wealthy parts of yourself. That's the reason why that you need to increase your wealth consciousness is within you already. You're already wealthy, but you have been taught to choose to not experience your wealth. Now, I'll tell you, this insight changes everything, doesn't it? You have the ability to create more wealth than you can possibly experience in a lifetime. You don't ever need to worry about reaching your limit of wealth in any way or because of any condition. You also do not need to worry or even know how to convert wealth consciousness into paper cash. Because as you will see, it happens automatically. All you need to do is expand your wealth consciousness and exercise it and act on it, to be it. And the situations and opportunities for the equivalent conversion to cash money will present themselves to you automatically. Now, if you talk to any wealthy person, they're going to tell you that at the time when they were not wealthy, they could not predict or plan the exact sequence of events that would lead to their immense wealth. They were actually, they were more than likely had a plan and some goals, but they'll not tell you that they met, but they also tell you that they met countless coincidences, opportunities, and they just connected the dots for them in ways that they could have never predicted. Now, sure, they set goals and they had a vision of what they wanted, but the paths they took and the diverse experiences they had were amazingly intelligent, but totally unforeseen. Totally unforeseen. Just like a video out of the blue about financial transformation. But this is how the universe works, because there are a lot of people right now who are really resonating with this information because it is exactly what they are looking for. So if this resonated with you and you are interested in more of this type of financial transformation information, I want to tell you about a webinar I am inviting you to called Breakthrough to Abundance. Now, we're going to go deeply into the 3 things that you must, and I usually don't like to use the word must, but on this case you must do to put yourself in a place of wealth consciousness. So please join us for this exciting webinar. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to reveal the secret of being debt-free while maintaining a quality lifestyle. We're going to explore the freedom of a 6-figure income and show you how to get there. And just to get there to the webinar, just put your name and email address in the boxes that we've provided here. And you'll be registered for the Breakthrough to Abundance webinar. All right, now one other thing, and this is so important for both you and me, because I really need your feedback on what is important to you right now concerning your own financial transformation. You know, I really want to hear the most pressing issue you are facing right now with your financial abundance. Good, bad, in transition, it doesn't matter. Just let me know what's going on with you, and you will be serving all of us with your particular perspective. Now, I want to thank you in advance for leaving a comment below. Okay, now that's it for now. But I want to let you blah, blah, I'm talking so fast. But I want to let you know that we have another video coming out early next week, should be around Monday, and we'll be sending you an email about that. It's the part of the series we're doing called Breakthrough to Abundance. And until then, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. And if you have any friends on Facebook or anybody else that you think this would interest, please send them a link, let them know what's going on. So I hope to see you on Monday with the next video. Hope to see you next week when we do our webinar. Man, I'm excited about this. This is going to be so impactful, so useful for your life situation right now. So until I see you then, I want you to go out and have a great day. And as always, live in love. Thanks again.